Well met, everyone. Nexi is here bringing you guys another 100 Magic Find Runs video. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Kurast Temples. These are the temples that you can find in the Kurast Bazaar and Upper Kurast. I don't know if there's any in Lower Kurast. I did a quick check with my map here and I didn't have any. So I'm guessing it's only the Kurast Bazaar and the Upper Kurast, but I could be wrong on that. What I do know for sure is that there are at least 4 temples based on your map. So you have like the Ruined Temple, and then you have 3 other ones that are not related to a quest. So going in there, you will have a bunch of uniques, as you can see here, unique monsters that is. And something important to note about the Kurast Temples is that it has a higher monster level similar to the Ancient Tunnels in Act 2. So players will run the Ancient Tunnels in Act 2 to find those very rare uniques that require a higher area of monster level, also known as Treasure Class or TC. So some other related areas include Worldstone Keep as well as Throne of Destruction. So if you are looking for those very specific uniques, most of them are not that great, but some of them only drop in those particular areas. So if you are a collector, this is definitely where you want to go. Now what you're watching here is just simply an IK Mall dropping on run 4. On run 5 here we have a unique amulet. Let's take a look at what it is. And of course, every single time it's the Nokazan Relic. For run 8 here, we end up finding a pair of rare gloves. I know some of you sometimes yell at me because I'll forget to pick up a particular rare, whether it's a circlet or a coronet. So some of you guys want to know what the rares are. So in this case here, I found some 20 attack speed, 2 to bow skills, and even some 15 strength stats on there on those gloves. Pretty decent gloves. So that was on run 8, and now on run 11 here, we find a Credendum set belt, which is not that great, but I mean, finding anything that might be decent, I might as well just record here since it is 100 runs. I think you guys are interested in pretty much everything decent that I find, so figured I would list that in here. Now, about 23 runs later, we get to run 34, where we find nothing until, like I said, 34 here. We have a Defensive Aura Grand Charm here. So, a skill GC, it's a crappy one, but a skill GC nonetheless. Now we move on to the next run, where we find a Alder Helmet in one of the temples. And a little bit later, we get into one of the other temples, and the same run here, 35, we find a Life Resistance Small Charm, as you'll see here. Pretty decent, which I'm now using. It's a nice upgrade. And then we go about 12 runs later to run 47, where I find a 4-socket Scarab Husk on the armor rack there, or 3-socket I mean. So as you can see, they're pretty decent. Can run like a, you know, a duress or something in there, so pretty decent to hold on to. And then about 12 runs later, again, we find another Immortal King helmet in one of the temples here. And then we go about, I think about 9 runs or something like that. I'm too lazy to do the NA math, but around run 71 here, we find a Natalia helmet off the small pack. I was not expecting this. As you can see, I was walking away. Usually you don't find anything off regular monsters, but in this case here, I found a Natalia helmet off them. And then we go into the last run, run 76, where we find ourselves an older weapon. Now, overall, the Kurast Temple is pretty disappointing. It's not that great compared to, say, the Ancient Tunnels. No wonder nobody runs this place, even though it's one of those places where you can only find specific uniques. So it's a pretty bad place. If you're going to farm for those uniques, I definitely recommend the other areas, especially the Ancient Tunnels. Everyone runs that one more than this one. So I guess we can see exactly why. Overall, I hope you guys were interested in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Pretty interesting to find out how well the Kurast Temples can be in terms of magic finding. As disappointing as it was, I like kind of doing this where we decide based on like certain areas that normally aren't magic finded, and we get to see how well they pair up. And this is one of those examples where it's kind of cool to see how great it is or how bad it is. And overall, I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestions on other areas, don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.